Alright, so I've been thinking about possible video topics that people would be interested in, and one of the ones that I was thinking that somebody would want to know is how to basically put on more muscle. Like the key things. There's certain things that will help somebody to, put on more muscle. Like, basically, okay, some people say it's like so hard to put on muscle, and yeah, like for some people it's going to be harder to put on muscle than other people because of genetics, body type. So I would say this is probably more for guys than girls. I mean, some girls, if you want to put on more muscle. But basically, it's like, it has to do with like what you eat and like there's like one thing that I was reading about how a person like they need to get like 6 hours of sleep straight, like up to 8 or 9 or how much they need. But the 6 hours of sleep should be uninterrupted to help the muscle to recover, meaning so that it can grow and, you know, like basically when they work out, so that it regrows or something or whatever you would call it or something like that. And also they need to be eating like enough protein. To figure that out, they can look that up online, and it'll say like how much protein they should have. Like for example, for me, just for maintenance of my muscles, I know it's like 50 grams of protein per day. And I think when I was doing weights, it was like about 105 minimum. That's minimum. And I think it was like, so it depends on a person's weight. And then there's like a calculation that they would do. And then they could figure out how much protein that they would need to eat. And then the kind of protein. Like, I'm not a nutritionist or anything like that, but I've read a lot of like muscle and fitness magazines because I was like really into that. Like, especially the past, I don't know, I guess I started getting into it when I was like 20, and now I'm like 25. And like, I don't see too many like new things in those magazines that I don't already know. But like sometimes I look at them still because I don't know, I like look to see if there's anything new that I didn't know about. And yeah, so basically it's just one of my interests that I like to read about. And health, nutrition, and fitness, it's like what I'm interested in. It's not what I'm majoring in at school or anything, but yeah, as I said, I've read a lot about it. So basically, oh, and I used to like look at websites about like bodybuilding and stuff like that. But mainly it was just like I was mostly interested in like nutrition and fitness, being healthier. That was the main focus for me. And so basically, protein and then types of protein, like, you know, uh, I don't know how to describe it in like technical terms, but like in like basic terms, it would be that certain types of protein are more preferred by proteins are like amino acids, and it's just like certain proteins are just more preferred by muscles. So if you're trying to get bigger muscles, you definitely want to go for the more preferable ones that will be used by the body as protein. If a person is a meat eater, then it's easier than, like, say, if they don't eat meat. I mean, yeah, there's sources, but I think it's a little bit harder, or maybe it would take longer. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Yeah, because that gets more detailed. I mean, you can look that up if that's, you're not into eating meat. But basically, like whey protein, which is sold at like GNC and fitness or nutrition, what is it? Nutrition stores. stuff like that. Even Walmart has like protein. The thing is, when a person buys protein, they don't want it to be like about to expire, I guess, So, it might have been on the shelves for a while, so like you might not want to buy it from there. But then again, it's not that bad. You just check. I mean, usually it's fine. So, but I would prefer like GNC myself. Like that's where I was buying it from, or Costco even. I bought it from there. I don't buy it like lately, but I like to eat like high protein bars with like lots of vitamins. They're, pretty healthy. Um, they still have some things in them that are, like high fructose corn syrup, which usually a person should want to avoid that because it's not as healthy. But those bars, like, they taste so good and they have all those vitamins and protein. And I mean, if a person's looking for a snack and they want to eat something, it's like, I don't know, I guess I like that type of thing. But, what else? Okay, so yeah, they're gonna want to make sure they eat enough protein daily. Um, I know that for whey protein, I think it's like 30 grams. I mean, if I'm off on any of this stuff, even just a little bit, I mean, don't get mad at me. But I mean, most of it, it's like, I think I remember it pretty correctly that it's like 30 grams of protein from the whey source can be absorbed at one time. A person doesn't want to go over that because, like, I think over a certain amount isn't all that healthy. But like at one time, so like say you have it, like you'd have like some at every few hours. There's nothing wrong with that. At like 30 grams every few hours from whey protein. Chicken breasts are like about 20. It's like usually like about 20. They vary. 20 grams of protein per chicken breast, but they vary on like size. Another good source would be like, I know I'm talking about mainly meat sources, but they're highly preferred. I don't remember if it's like chicken or steak, which one's preferred more by muscles, but they're both pretty high up there. Like egg whites. Egg whites they're less preferred. I mean, they still work. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think from it's a bodybuilding website, so that's like about putting on bigger muscles and stuff like that. So if that's the person's main goal, I mean, the protein from the egg whites, it certainly works. So, but I think it's like, the preferred is better. So, anyways, and then also certain foods have like naturally occurring testosterone almost, but it's like plant sources, or I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it kind of helps into like work out, and it helps with when you're doing weights basically. So things like steak and oatmeal even has that, believe it or not. And oatmeal is also a good thing to like eat before doing weights, and has a little bit of fat, and then it's like a low amount. It's like low fat, and then it has like, even though it's high carbs, like a person when they're doing weights, they want to like eat usually they want to eat a little bit on the higher carbs, and then just some fat at least. Usually it's kind of hard to do it like with like non-fat. I mean, it's probably like after their workouts, yeah, non-fat foods is definitely, that, because if they don't want to put too much extra fat on, that would be one way of doing it is, it's just have a little bit of fat, like, but mainly go higher on the carbs, like when you're eating, and before your workouts, and proper sleep, drink plenty of water, like approximately 8 glasses of water, definitely when you're thirsty. But thirst is supposedly a sign of dehydration. So, you know, just, and usually it's like, it's better just to drink straight water if you can handle doing that. Um, I mean, if you have like other things, like I like to drink coffee, and I like tea and stuff like that also, but